have this. All right. Is this showing on people's? There it comes. Okay. So we had talked about having greater water access to the inner waterways for non-motorized vessels, and I put together a couple of iterations of this. One was for the Perez Planning Group that's doing the 5-year master plan for Parks and Rec. I shared a version of this with them because I think this impacts Parks and Rec. I'm going to try and present this. I'm trying to get on the agenda for the Marco Island Community Parks Foundation to present this to them and seek funding for them. But it came out of this committee, so I wanted to present it to you guys also, whether we ask to have this considered as a budget initiative or not, or whether we wait to see if I can bring it before Marco Island Community Parks Foundation. We'll see, but here we go. Okay. So I call it a blue-green master plan because I think that over the years, Parks and Rec has really focused on the green part. Mm-hmm. You know, there's activities at Mackle Park, Veterans Park, everything is land-based. And, you know, we're a community of islands. We have some beautiful inland waterways, you know, like Landmark Bay, and it's, you know, it's a beautiful place to paddle safely. So, but yet we have no access to those points. So what I try to do is look at parcels of land that we own and connect them via these waterways. And we have several lots. There's a couple of surplus properties that I fought tooth and nail to not be put on the surplus sale, just so at some point maybe we can tap into them for this purpose. And I was gracious enough to have, or actually Steve was gracious enough to have one of his colleagues put together a schematic for a ADA compliant dock that I'll share with you. But the dock pricing is about $18,000 a dock, which we'll get to next. Okay, since our waterways are split down the middle by San Marco Road, you really need a northern access and a southern access. There's no through access. And as far as budgeting, this is the part that's really going to the Parks Foundation. You know, it's going to be a tight budget. Finding extra money for things like this, unless it's included in the 5-year master plan that the Perez Planning is putting together, is going to be difficult to find. So I'm looking to maybe the Community Parks Foundation as a funding source for this. So here'd be the first dock. This is actually the new assisted living facility. This is Heathwood. City Hall is right here, San Marco Road. This whole waterfront is a 300-foot linear walkway park, and this area right here is a 1.8-acre park that, and this is the parking lot that's going to be associated with it, that I fought tooth and nail to get Chauncey Development to give to the city. At first, there was no discussion of this, and, you know, we finally got it, you know, on the agenda. So this is a park. There are beautiful pictures of it. I will show you another time. So I'm envisioning one of the docks, small, and I'll show you the dock so you get an idea what I'm talking about.
Rich, would the kayakers park, where would they park, I guess would be my question.
Yeah. And this is the parking lot right there. You know, Martin? Yeah, there we go.
In that red rectangle? That's where they would park?
Yeah, this is the parking area.
Okay.
And this is the dock.
So they would just carry their kayak
Yeah, carry or
down.
roll. You know,
Yeah.
I have a kayak that's got scupper holes and it's got wheels that go in it. The other ones are light enough that people usually carry them. There's no real way to get any closer, but the distance of about 100 feet. All right. We'll get to what the dock looks like later. Okay, so this assisted living waterfront park is 300-foot seawall, the multiple places to put a ramp and a dock. And the northern end, the reason I chose that, it's the closest to where their new parking area and bathrooms are going to be. This is Veterans Park, right? And this is you coming in from Elkham Circle. You come down Joy. There's a big entrance here with a turnaround behind the band shell. And that's to facilitate bands and groups being able to unload and get rid of all their stuff. Well, from there to here is about a 20-foot walk, and I thought this would be another excellent place for a dock, because you could come in, unload your boat, go back here, park in one of these slots, and you're maybe walking 100 feet. Very calm waterway, a nice place to put in without, getting worried about being run over by somebody's 40-foot boat. But it's a long seawall. You could also do it at the other end. I mean, technically, there's no reason why this couldn't be put down at this end, close to the Holiday Inn timeshare dock. You could easily do it there. I just felt that for access, this is the shortest walk to unload there and carry your boat down.
Yeah, and I've surveyed that particular spot, and I would agree completely with that analysis.
And again, we own this property. It's just a question of dropping a dock over the side wall in a nice way. Okay, that kind of explains all that. Here's the beauty of that. So now you have, now you have Veterans Park, the ALF Park, and this is a beautiful, wide, calm canal. This is a beautiful, wide, calm canal. I mean, if you're a grandfather and you've got a couple of young grandkids and you canoed in Minnesota and now you want to put your canoe in the water, I mean, what better place to be? Or an old kayaker like myself and his wife, and you can get all the way up here if you want, come around and come to Veterans Park, drop your boat out, go sit in the band shell, listen to some tunes, or continue on out into Smokehouse Bay and go grab an ice cream at the ice cream shop. But this is a nice little connected inner paddle, probably a mile, for the average paddler going back and forth, a nice safe paddle on 2 city-owned properties. Okay, so connected by waterways, and this is basically repetition of what I said. All right, here's the third possibility, and this is Bald Eagle. Rose Marina is down here. Old Marco is there. This is Pier 81 right here. Many people don't know that we own this little park, and this little park right now has a paved area with benches, some nice trees, and it's just a perfect spot to drop a kayak in. It's not a very big lot, but you could probably put a half a dozen gravel parking spots in here without too much trouble. So again, it's a small launch with modest parking, but what it does, it opens up all of Factory Bay and the San Marco River if people want to go there, plus some of the inland canals. And it can connect to this other possible launch, which is on Barfield. So this is Barfield, down here is Bald Eagle, this is the bridge, and this is the county sheriff's is right here, and the police dock is going to be here. We own this property, and it's a fairly large lot, and to drop a dock here would be relatively simple. If you went down this canal, you would get to the Speakeasy, and then there's a couple of other canals here. And you can see that these would be connected again. So if you dropped in here and you just wanted lazy paddle around Factory Bay and come in and get out here, you could do that. If you wanted to put in here and go, hug the shore on the San Marco River down to the bridge, you could do that, or vice versa. Or you could just go to either one of these and then out to the Snook, have a couple of drinks, and paddle back. Don't tell anybody I said that.
Paddling.
I never drink and paddle. So these Bald Eagle and North Barfield lots offer direct access, either Factory Bay, the San Marco River, or multiple little canals. Like a lot of these canals are real pretty just to poke around in. Again, I'm not talking about a sea kayaker like myself who's going to go out and do 10 miles. I'm talking about, you have the grandkids down, you want to show them the water, or you go out with somebody who's relatively new and you just want to put them in a calm spot where they're not going to get a 3-foot wave and get capsized, which I've had happen many times. All right, this is our favorite park, Caxambus. And if you've ever been down to Caxambus, the boardwalk ends right here, and then there's a break in the wall, and then this seawall begins again right here. I have said multiple times to people from the county, gee, wouldn't this be nice if right here we walk through and we just put a dock right here, okay? because there's a break already in the seawall. All we need to do is grade it and put a dock, water level dock. What it does is it takes the activity away from where the motorized crafts come. It takes the activity away from the gas pump, which is here, and it allows, safe access for non-motorized craft. Right now, we're all sharing this ramp. And I've been down there on days where a jet ski tour comes in and has, 8 jet skis on the boat, and they're all screwing around, having a great time, and you're trying to get...
Don't think you need to worry about that anymore, because commercials,
Yeah, and that's
dead.
probably never going to happen.
Excuse me,
again.
Councilman.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make you aware that the county did come in for a pre-application meeting in that area where it says Kayak Marco Island
Yeah.
for a above-ground fuel tank in that area. I don't know how much, if there's going to be any room left over for the access, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Okay, thanks. And if any of this moves forward, I have already had a meeting with Jamie French at the county level, who's in charge of Parks and Rec. He's eager to see how this plays out, and so that, we would talk about that and work it out. And if that wasn't feasible, possibly another spot. I mean, you could technically drop it anywhere along this wall, or even better, where the police boat is. I don't know if they're going to redo the police launch, but there's even enough room right next to the police launch to drop it there. So that would be one. And again, the whole idea here is to have separate facilities for power boats and non-power in an area that's very, very heavily trafficked. If you go up to some place like the Cocohatchee Park, they have 2 ramps, and it's, very common for the non-motorized to be in one ramp, motorized in the other. And this way, you don't get on each other's nerves, because a lot of my kayak friends are just damn pokey, and it takes them 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get their damn boats in the water. It's like, when you get in the water, you got somebody's trying to launch their motorized boat. All right, this is my favorite picture. So here's that Caxambas launch. From Caxambas, if you're a kayaker and you're looking for an interesting place to paddle, there are all these nice wide inner canals, and you can literally go under the Winterbury Bridge and go all the way up into Landmark, which is like the Atlantic Ocean for people who are new kayakers. And then from there, you could also come in to Clam Bay and go back into Roberts Bay, and if you're really ambitious, go all the way down and parallel Barfield. There's just a lot of nice water to paddle that's safe. Or you could do this and come to my last possible launch, which is the newly acquired Conservation Collier parcel. 1125 Caxambas, it's a triangular lot, is owned by Conservation Collier. Commissioner Cowell was real excited when I told him that that parcel is reachable via water and a canal, and that it might provide a water access, and he got real excited about that. So what it would involve is just a little clearing of the seawall, dropping the dock there, and then just, kind of a dirt path that makes sure it avoids gopher tortoise holes, and, a few gravel parking spots. All of this would have to be worked out with Conservation Collier or Jamie French, who oversees Conservation Collier. So I met with the Division of Growth Management, Department Development Review Division, which is Jamie French and Jamie Cook. And they are willing to create an interlocal agreement with the City of Marco Island regarding the management of this property. They're looking to actually turn it over to us as a park, so we're fully responsible for it. City Manager McNeese is looking for something less than that, where we don't have full responsibility, but possibly share the responsibility. So it's to be worked out, but I've got the ear of both of the people who would make those decisions. So again, what that offers us, if both of those are done, is just a real nice. If you ever gone, even along here, if you've ever gone along the breakfront here, there's a lot of dolphins, there's a lot of fish. I saw like a 50-pound triple tail under one of these docks one day in my kayak. And then from there, you can go all the way around Barfield. I mean, it's shallow, but if you've hugged the channel, it's just very, very pleasant. Last month, I saw 100 white pelicans on a little island here. So that's the idea. Can we see the overhead projector now, just to show the dock? No, that's me. There we go. Okay. And just zoom in, there you go. So this is kind of the dock that I'm looking for. Does this project here? No. But what you'll see in the center of the dock is a little ramp. And that ramp would provide easy access. The guide rails along are for ADA compliance, and something like this, including the walkway, is about $18,000. So conceivably, if we put 2 of these on the southern side of San Marco and 2 of these on the northern side, what's 18 times 4? That's less than $100,000, about $80,000. It's not a heck of a lot of money to open up all of the inland waterways in a safe way. So that's what I'm going to propose if I ever get on the agenda of the Marco Island Community Parks Foundation. If not, is it an initiative that this committee would like to try and move forward in the budget hearing?